So one of the things that's very different about the cloud in cloud adoption, cloud really represents two major forces coming together in the industry. One is the notion of everything being on demand in the web. Now, it's not a web application. I used to be the chief technology officer at eBay. And there you really had two dimensions of a web application, a buyer versus a seller. In SuccessFactors, it's a multi-dimensional relationship. You can have a great deal of different levels of security, levels of permissions, different roles inside of our application, so that experience at the web is much deeper and much richer. Further, what differentiates the cloud application or software as a service application from every other current application is you're going through a subscription service. You're buying the product on an as-needed basis, where in the past, with an on-premise solution, you'd have to buy the software, you'd have to buy the capital expense associated to it, the network, the telephony, have people on site to support it. None of that occurs with the software as a service. All of that is achieved through one single subscription. So as a result, the return on investment, particularly in the early stages of an application, are much, much higher with the software as a service. You don't have to wait 2 years to get it deployed. Our application typically is up and running in under 12 weeks from the time that a customer makes the decision to purchase to the time that it's actually turned on. So there's a dramatic difference in the return on investment. There's a much reduced capital or expense associated to the application, and typically customers are able to make the configurations that they need, the changes that they need, get their data moved in, because typically it comes from another system in that 12-week period. So some of the unique challenges that are associated with the EEU, and probably the best person to talk to that is our Chief Security Officer, Bill Harmer.
Some of the things that we see in the EU as we move into these countries is the data privacy laws. The European data privacy law originally was set as the floor, not the ceiling. Each country has the obligation to amend it if they need to and bring it higher. And what we found is going into countries such as Germany and Austria, that they've brought it to a level that if we can hit that level, we find ourselves coherent across all the nations. It involves pieces that are required, such as on-site premise within the European Union for management of data. It requires policies and procedures that not only address simply the security, which was formerly thought of as a tool, or as an end state, is now a tool in achieving data protection. And data protection is ultimately what we need to address, and that's to give our customers the confidence that their employees, their records are all handled appropriately.
We've moved beyond just the traditional cloud-based applications with the advent and the future that we see at SuccessFactors, is specifically in the area of the addition of social networking as a broad capability across our entire application suite, as well as a methodology for further enhancing the collaboration that is very typically found by our customers in our application suite. So into the future, as you look forward into the cloud, the specific areas that we are emphasizing are areas like social networking. We've acquired a company called CubeTree, which one of the things that's very unique about SuccessFactors is that we're not selling to a particular vertical inside of a business. We're actually selling to everybody. So when a customer signs up for SuccessFactors, it's not just the sales organization or the supply chain organization, it's every employee in the company that gets a user. So we're a natural extension for social networking inside of the cloud. But along with the adoption of social networking, this is not Facebook. This is Facebook at the enterprise. So our application is multi-tenant. It integrates very nicely. It adheres to the exact same security standards that Bill was describing. And as we go forward, we believe that the security-specific issues that companies that compete with us will have to face more broadly, not just in Europe, but more broadly across the globe.